metropolitan government will increase public transportation in the city on Thursday to support test takers.
To help these students get through the CSAT smoothly, the government controlled flight schedules, increased public transportation, and restricted traffic near the test centers from the early morning.
South Korea's stock markets will open and close an hour later than usual this coming Thursday when Korean students take the National College Entrance Exam.
수험생 여러분,
파이팅!
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 수험생 여러분, 화이팅!
어떠신지?
우선 많이 실감은 안 나는데 좀 떨리기는 하네요.
다가오지 않을 것 같았는데 생각보다 일찍 온 것 같습니다.
네, 착잡하기도 하고 두려움도 있지만 그 인생을 좌지우지할 수 있는 큰 시험이어서 긴장감도 느끼고 있는 것 같습니다.
그동안 공부해왔던 모습 옆에서 봤기 때문에 시근한 마음도 있고 마음이 참 무겁기도 하고 오늘 시험 잘 치고 그동안 고생했던 거 다 털고 훌륭한 가벼운 마음으로 내도 좋겠고
그동안 고생한 만큼 실수하지 않고 잘 시험을 차분하게 잘 치렀으면 좋겠어요.
데이비드 그동안 공부 열심히 하고 고생 많이 했어. 엄마가 제대로 해주지 못해서 미안하고 사랑한다. 화이팅!
Today, public sector workers and many in the private sector started work an hour later than usual to reduce the morning traffic jams for the test takers.
지각을 하였거나 수험표를 집에 놓고 온 학생이 112 신고를 하는 경우 순찰차로 신속히 수험장으로 이동을 시켜주거나 학생의 집 주소지를 확인해서 수험표를 학생에게 전달할 수 있도록 이렇게 조치를 하겠습니다.
수능 끝나면 좀 살도 빼고 싶고 친구들이랑 해외여행도 가고 싶습니다.
고3 때 약간 절제해 왔던 그런 취미 생활이라던가 아니면 여행 같은 걸 좀 해보고 싶습니다.
그래도 친구들이랑 이제 여행도 많이 다니고 해야죠.
수능이 학생의 인생을 얼마나 좌우할 것 같은지, 좌우할 것 같나요?
이게 옳은 말인지는 모르겠는데 수능이라는 시험이 제 인생에 거의 100% 좌우할 거라고 생각합니다.
제 전체 인생까지는 아니지만 그래도 어느 정도는 좌우하지는 않을까요?
앞으로 10년간은 좌우하겠지만 그 후의 삶은 잘 모르겠다고 생각이 듭니다.
도 안 오지 않았을까. 마라톤이 42.19km인데 수능 이후에 할 수 있는 일이 많고 하고 싶은 일도 아마 더 많이 생길 것 같아요.
수능은 한 5km 정도 되는 것 같습니다. 왜냐하면 이제 마라톤에서 5km 정도 뛰었을 때 마라톤 전체적으로 어떤 방향으로 나아갈지 결정되는 시기라고 생각하기 때문입니다.
수능 보고 나면 이제 보통 두 가지죠. 망했다. 그다음 홀가분하다.
끝났는데 홀가분하진 않은 그런 약간 좀 미묘한 감정이 있었던 것 같아요.
공부 오랫동안 하다가 이렇게 자유시간 갖게 된 것 같아서 너무 홀가분하고 행복합니다.
수능 끝나고 여행을 갔던 것 같아요.
홍대를 제일 가고 싶었죠. 노는 것도 그렇고.
아무래도 그냥 사람들 많이 오고 그러니까 한번 와보고 싶었던 것 같아요.
홍대에 약간 로망 같은 게 있어가지고 그래서 홍대에서 그냥 길거리 돌아다니면서 친구들이랑 놀기 이런 거 하고 싶어요.
Hongdae is a region in Seoul near Hongik University, after which it is named. Known for its youthful and romantic ambience, underground culture, and freedom of self-expression, it's a popular hangout for youth and a fascinating place to walk around. With this year's Suneung coming to an end, the exam takers will soon be the ones who shape the iconic youth culture of Hongdae. Not wanting to waste the opportunity, they're already making their way to the neighborhood. To enjoy freedom after getting through a hugely grueling phase in life, Suneung takers turn to Hongdae.
홍대 자체가 이제 사람이 제일 유동인구가 제일 많은 곳이잖아요. 그러다 보니까 그에 또 맞게 당연히 거리가 형성이 되었고 그에 또 거리 형성이 되다 보니까 맛있는 맛집들도 많이 생겨나고 그런 곳인 것 같아요. 홍대는 약간 좀 뭔가 놀자 했을 때 이제 홍대를 친구들이 많이 오는 것 같아요. 그래서 수능이 딱 끝났을 때 그 친구들도 이제 뭔가 자유를 느끼고 싶다면 홍대를 많이 찾는 것 같아요.
이제 아무래도 성인이 되고 나서 처음 이제 제대로 놀기 시작하는 건데 이제 홍대 같은 경우에는 많이 유명하고 그리고 젊은 또래 친구들도 많고 저희가 즐길 수 있는 문화나 다양한 먹거리, 맛집 그런 게 많아가지고 자주 찾았던 것 같아요.
Hongdae is full of energy, creativity, and passion with its restaurants and cafes in the area matching the ambience. It's no wonder why this neighborhood is so popular among young adults. Of course, there are many places for relaxing and chilling out, and this cafe street also offers an array of options to choose from.
네, 홍대는 일단 다양한 카페가 굉장히 많이 있는 것 같습니다. 굉장히 예쁘고 그리고 가장 트렌디하고 그리고 또 전통적이고 이런 것들이 섞여 있어서 홍대가 카페 그리고 이런 음료를 즐기기에는 굉장히 좋은 장소가 아닐까 이렇게 생각해 봅니다. 많이 피곤했을 거예요. 그동안 많은 압박도 있었을 거고 그러니까 그런 것들을 좀 털어낼 수 있고 좀 휴식할 수 있는 그런 공간 그리고 좀 여유를 즐길 수 있는 공간 그런 것들 때문에 카페들을 찾지 않을까 그럴 것 같아요. 제가 생각해요.
수능 보고 나서 이제 좀 자유스러움을 좀 느끼기가 이제 좀 카페라는 게 요새 고등학생들도 많이 하긴 하지만 어른스러운 약간 문화가 있으니까 자주 사람들이 오는 것 같아요.
되게 아기자기하고 그냥 한 가지만 분위기가 있는 게 아니라 여러 가지 분위기가 섞여 있어서 많은 재미를 맛볼 수 있고 그런 재미가 있어서 많은 분들이 색다른 경험을 하려고 많이 찾는 것 같습니다.
After a relaxing moment in cozy coffee house, now it's time to enjoy the vibrant energy. As the birthplace of Korean indie music and youth culture, the area bustled with young musicians and artists staging busking performances day and night. If there's a crowd huddled somewhere, it means there's a musician, indie band, or dancer showing off their talents.
버스킹은 예전에는 해볼까도 관심을 많이 가졌기 때문에 그냥 지나가다가 노래 부르시고 춤추는 거 보고 발길을 자연스럽게 멈추게 된 것 같아요. 일단 수능도 끝났고 일단 힘든 고비를 어떻게 보면 넘긴 거니까 이런 뭐 볼거리도 구경하면서 좀 즐기러 오지 않을까 싶긴 하네요.
이렇게 버스킹 같이 거리에 나오면은 또 즐길 수 있는 음악과 예술을 즐길 수 있는 그런 요소들이 굉장히 많아서 젊은 친구들이 수능 치고 나서 많이 찾는 것 같아요. 네.
Despite lacking flashy lighting or eye-catching stage production, these streets concerts are full of youthful energy and freedom that'll definitely recharge the Suneung takers.
그동안 스트레스 많이 받으셨을 텐데 홍대에는 예쁘고 새롭고 재밌는 카페들이 굉장히 많이 있습니다. 오셔서 힐링하시고 충분히 쉬시고 가셨으면 좋겠습니다.
정말 수험생 여러분 되게 고생 많으셨고 이제 홍대에서 마음껏 즐겼으면 합니다. 네.
행복한 20살? 내년이지만 행복한 20살 맞이하셨으면 좋겠습니다.
홍대에 와서 꼭 여기 맛있는 것도 많이 먹고 버스킹 보고 그리고 오시면은 이거 보고 오시면 제가 커피라도 사드릴게요.
저희처럼 여기 홍대 와서 버스킹도 함께 즐기고 옷도 구경하고 놀러 다녔으면 좋겠습니다.
인생의 또 챕터 하나가 또 끝이 났잖아요. 그래서 우리 성인이 됐으니까 이제 조금 더 책임감을 가지고 책임감을 가지되 자유롭게 하고 싶은 일 마음껏 하시고요. 젊음을 즐기시길 바랍니다. 홍대로 나오세요. 좋아요.
The Suneung is a symbol of finalizing 12 years of schooling for students in Korea and a final stage of their first phase of life. We hope their hard work will pay off far more than they expect and that they enjoy their well-deserved break for now.
There are different ways of thinking of new, and in addition to thinking of new digital platforms and new content delivery systems, we could also think of new ways of telling stories about the world we know, different ways of describing the world. And in some ways, journalism really needs an upgrade. So my name is David Bornstein. I'm a journalist. I'm a co-founder and CEO of the Solutions Journalism Network, and I also am a co-author of the Fixes column in the New York Times, which looks at solutions to social problems and how they work. It's interesting for me to be invited to be a keynote for a new media conference because in some ways I represent very traditional media. News avoidance is on the rise around the world. People literally are stopping to pay attention to the news. And the number one reason is that it makes them feel too depressed. And close behind are that they don't know if they can trust it, and it makes them feel powerless. I guess the main point of my speech is to talk about how journalism for the 21st century needs to change and how it's already starting to change. And one of the biggest changes in the news is to really rebalance the information. The distinction between the journalist and the audience is very different now than it used to be because the power has changed. The audience has so much more power now. And many people who are, quote, part of the audience, they also have, 20,000 Twitter followers, and they're part of the audience. So everybody has more influence if they seek to have it than in the past. If you're just reading about the problems every day and then sending that out on your Twitter feed or on your Facebook feed, you're going to amplify the fear in the world. When you amplify fear, you also amplify hatred. That's one of the most important things for people to realize. So now that the audience has so much more power to influence other people, but also to influence journalists, use that power well. Try to figure out what is the news that we would like to have. But it's also important to be able to feed constructive thinking, the ability to imagine better things, to know what's possible, to know what's happening, and to have ideas that are genuinely helpful. To have a balance of that is very important. It's particularly important today because so many more people have so much more influence. So I think the distribution channels of stories have changed dramatically. All the platforms, if you look at most of the innovation in journalism in the last 15 years, almost all of it has to do with platforms. Very little of it has to do with the kind of stories that are being told. So as people morph to these new platforms and as more individuals have the ability to be their own publishers and in some cases reach millions of people, I would urge them to really think about the kinds of stories they're telling. you know, I love hearing people's opinions, but I think journalism should be substantiated. I really do think there's a big difference and there's a professional code in really trying to get your facts right and, you know, looking at different perspectives on an issue and not just putting forth one perspective. Within that code, I think it's very important to explore the many stories that are not being told that could help people understand the kinds of roles, careers, futures they could have participating in building a world with less suffering.
Trust me, I'm a journalist. Just trust us.
I think it's very important. Look, I love people, you know, who put out their content online. I think that one of the extraordinary gifts of technology is the ability for many, many voices that had historically been suppressed in the past because they didn't have enough money to be able to communicate. Now, having said that, it becomes very, very hard to figure out who to believe. In a world where everybody has a platform and everyone has a megaphone, how do you know what's truthful? Secondly, there's lots of people out there that don't want you to know what's truthful. There's a lot of people there that want to sow confusion because it's in their interests for whatever reason. So I would say to people who have platforms and are going to create media, we need to be thinking about creating a new professional code for how to be responsible in social media. It's not going to be the same code as journalism, because journalism is a very specific thing. It's a very particular way of telling stories. It has rules. I don't think YouTubers are going to follow the same sets of rules as journalists, and they shouldn't. But there should be professional codes within YouTubers as well. Show your work. You know, when you do a column, when I write a column or when journalists write articles, they can say, you know, this is how I did my research. These are the people I interviewed. These are the people I chose not to interview. This is why I made those decisions. This is the source of my research. This is the data that I included in my article. This is the data that I didn't include in my article. This is how I made these decisions. Then the reader is equipped to say, oh, okay, I see how they came to form this article. I may not agree with it, but I understand the process, and I'm more inclined to trust the person who made it. Similarly speaking, you can be creating your own content on social media or video content, but let people know how you put it together. If you're trying, especially if you're trying to make a point, I mean, if you're just trying to entertain people, it's not as important. But if you are trying to make a point, if it's a political point or a social point, it's good in the long run if you add those elements to show how you did your work, why people should trust you. If you want a better media, if you want media that genuinely nourishes you and helps you understand and provides you with information that really helps you participate in building a better world, then demand it. Make your voice known, demand it, use your market power to insist on it. There's a lot of power that young people have now, you know, and you can convey that power very easily through media channels. So I would say use it to change journalism and to change the media environment.